Hi, I'm Sonya Shafer with Simply Charlotte Mason. I'm talking with Richele Baburina about her latest project, the Charlotte Mason Elementary Arithmetic Series. Richele, help me think through what are all the great benefits of approaching math from a Charlotte Mason perspective?
Well, I think first and foremost, we're teaching a child to think mathematically rather than just work problems mechanically.
Yes. So they're really thinking about what they're doing, and they can apply it then to math that we use in everyday life, of course.
Yes.
Also short lessons. I know we have them very short, which sets up good habits, like the habit of attention. What other habits are encouraged?
Well, the habit of attention is one.
Yes.
That's very important. Other habits are going to be perfect execution. So when they're writing their numbers, it's just like the handwriting lessons. They're going to be doing their best effort.
Yes.
But we're not holding them to an arbitrary level of achievement. They're going to be working at their own rate of progress, so they can always be proud of their own achievements rather than feeling behind.
Which means it works well for children with special needs or those who are not, quote, mathematically inclined. I know you've talked about with this approach, the children make friends with the numbers. Is that how you put it?
Yes, so the children are going to be forming a relationship with arithmetic. So gone is the fear of numbers or the mathophobia that we see today.
And then we're using everyday objects, so we don't have expensive manipulatives to purchase just for math.
Right. So a benefit of that is not only the variety, and it's something that they see in their daily life, but it helps to not form an ironclad relationship between that manipulative and the numbers that they're analyzing. Rather, they're going to see that this is something general and not tied to the specific.
Yes. Another great benefit of using those everyday objects is that the lessons are very multisensory.
Right.
We're doing discussion, so we're hearing and we're talking and we're seeing the manipulatives and we're moving them.
Right.
It seems ideal for any learning style, any child, to just use all of their senses.
Right, so we have a very deliberate progression here with our children. They're going to get to use the concrete objects to actually explore the idea, or we will use it to present an idea to them.
Yes.
Right? As they work with these objects, then we can bring in some other questions where we use different things where they can imagine it, say it's kittens or birds, while they're working with their beans or coins. Okay, and then from there they're going to be mentally imagining the objects, and the concrete objects will go away. We're not tied to them like a manipulative-based program that uses these objects all the way through.
Yes, good point. And I like how you mentioned the imagination part of it. Usually we don't think of using your imagination in a math lesson, but the Charlotte Mason approach encourages the habit of imagining and lets the child get creative, making up his or her own ideas and simple sums, if you will. Isn't that right?
Yes, and it's exciting and it's fun without bringing in contrived games into the math lesson.
I know you've talked about with your own kids and with some of the other parents who have been using Charlotte Mason's approach to math that the children don't want to stop.
Right.
They'll come up with their own mental math things.
So mental math can take place in the car, it takes place around the dinner table, the children are asking each other or they are asking you questions. So they get very creative. The habit of imagination is a great habit to cultivate in your child, or at least to not deaden a habit something that they already possess.
Yes, that's right. We don't want to squelch that. We want to encourage it. And so it all comes back around to the relationship that they are forming with the parent. Those types of creative situations and moments will do nothing but strengthen the bond between parent and child. And in these short lessons that the parent is working directly with the child and guiding the child to the next step, that has to have a very strengthening effect also on their relationship.
One of the things that I've enjoyed with using Charlotte Mason Arithmetic is that it's every bit as relationship building as sitting and reading a poem with my child or listening to a great composer with my child. It forms that same nice relationship, and at the same time they form a relationship with numbers, a very friendly relationship.
And that is worth so much to have them form that relationship. Another interesting thing that some people question, but I think it's a benefit, is that this approach is not worksheet driven. There's not a lot of writing.
Yes.
Talk about why that's a benefit.
So this is a unique thing about the Charlotte Mason approach to arithmetic. And if you really think about it, it makes sense. Because a child hasn't developed their fine motor skills at this point. And writing can be very laborious for them. So it takes a lot of effort. And that effort put into writing or filling out a worksheet takes away from the ideas presented in arithmetic.
Yeah, it's almost like an obstacle that they have to get over in order to get to the math concept as well. So we just set that piece aside and let them do most of their work orally in the beginning.
Yes, and that oral work is going to also cultivate good habits, the habit of attention, of recollection.
Now the handwriting is set aside initially. We do have them write some things, but it's very limited, if you will, a very small amount, which gradually increases as they get older and develop those fine motor skills. So it becomes second nature to write, and it doesn't require all that mental effort, right? But in the beginning, we make it easiest for the child, just as we do with narration.
Right, so you'll see that progression from oral narration to written narration, and in arithmetic, we see the progress from writing being a privilege that takes place on the most bright days of our lessons to more and more writing being incorporated into the lessons. And we have that all laid out for you in the curriculum.
That's wonderful. Imagine handwriting being a delight in math lessons. That's such a foreign concept, but there are so many unusual concepts that are brilliant ideas in a Charlotte Mason approach to math. So look for the Charlotte Mason Elementary Arithmetic Series from Simply Charlotte Mason.